Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Ned Reynolds, Mike the intern. It's Friday. Thank the good Lord. They're playing a little bit of golf in the state of Maryland right now. And how's it going so far?
Well, it's a very interesting match. This is the second of the three FedEx tournament matches. The regular season in golf is over. This is the very wealthy FedEx Tour. Winner of this match, which is called the BMW Classic, and it's being played at Caves Valley, which is part of Owings Mills in Maryland. It's just outside Baltimore. It's where the Baltimore Ravens train, as a matter of fact. Caves Valley is a very, very good course. Well, anyway, they got started yesterday. There was a 2-hour rain delay early in the afternoon, typical east shower. And then Robert McIntyre absolutely caught fire and canned 6 straight birdies down the stretch, finished with an 8-under par 62. He has a 3-shot lead over Tommy Fleetwood in second place and a 4-shot lead over somebody named Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler, who played very well indeed. 3 more rounds to go. The winner gets $3,600,000 and advances to the final FedEx tournament, which is next weekend.
When we get close to that tournament, how many players remain in
30.
that game? Yeah, that makes it even more exciting.
Field is cut to 30 players, and these are all the 30 top points getters in the PGA Tour, as it were, and they're all outstanding golfers, every one of them.
They win this whole thing. What color jacket do they get?
I don't think they get a jacket, but they get a green paycheck out of it. And
a lot of green things.
Yeah, they make out pretty well.
So how bad do you think Michigan's going to get penalized today?
Well, this is the college football Spygate, and for some of you who might remember this, Michigan is accused of stealing signs and illegally spying on the opposition. That was 2 years ago under Jim Harbaugh, who's now coaching the Los Angeles Chargers. He sat out 3 games. That was back in 2023, sat out 3 games, his own suspension. And on they went. Well, now, of course, the investigation continues. The current Michigan coach is a guy named Sharon Moore. And Coach Moore was also involved in that Spygate scandal. I suspect he will probably be suspended for a couple of games, and Michigan will be forced to surrender wins and money and so forth. And so it's not going to hurt Michigan. It's one of the wealthiest of athletic programs in the country. But nonetheless, I think that's probably what the penalty is going to be.
It doesn't seem like justice served, especially since Harbaugh just skipped the Malou out to the NFL. And
you know what justice will be? I'll tell you exactly what it'll be. Chiefs 47, Chargers nothing.
My man, that's what I like to hear. 32 years ago today, one of baseball's all-time greats gained his final victory, and I'm sure you remember it well.
Oh, heavens, yes, of course I do. Final victory was victory number 324 for Nolan Ryan. He pitched his last game with the Texas Rangers at the time, beat the Cleveland Indians 4-1. Hey, the guy is... He is a remarkable Hall of Fame figure, the all-time greatest strikeout pitcher in the game. Not the biggest winner. That was Cy Young with 511, but Nolan Ryan with 324, we'll never see that touched again, not the way they play now. It was a very big deal and a great Hall of Famer indeed. Nolan Ryan, last victory 32 years ago today.
I collect, obviously, collect a lot of records, and for a long time, because still to this day, Nolan, if you send him things with there's tiers, $100, $200, he'll sign it and send it back to you.
Oh, yeah.
And there is a vinyl record of some of those things and achievements in his career that I was been real tempted in my life to pick up and send to have him sign it, because even though, Cardinals, Royals fan, I've always had huge respect for that guy. He is an awesome salt of the earth dude. Chiefs take on the Seahawks tonight. Before we get into that, though, another subject regarding the Kansas City Chiefs and their wide receiver Rashee Rice, who it was announced yesterday they're going to do the arbitration and the suspension and all that stuff probably towards the end of September, which means he's going to get to play the first 4 weeks, which is good news for the Chiefs. But at the same time, I've also heard that they might want to make an example out of him.
Well, either one. You have to ask yourself, is that favorable? Now, it looks like it will be if he gets to start the first 4 games, but then what happens? Suppose he gets suspended for a lengthy period, and I can't personally think he probably will. But over and above that, if that were to happen, he would be suspended right virtually in the middle of the season, and that would disrupt, I think, Kansas City's offensive flow. That's looking at it negatively. On the positive side, Rice is a great receiver. He is now apparently injury-free, although he does have a slight groin pull right now, but he probably won't play tonight. However, he will more than likely play a little bit against the Bears and then certainly again in Sao Paulo, Brazil against the Chargers. But the fact of the matter remains he can play the first 4 games and then the hearing from the National Football League. And what happens there is anybody's guess. In all honesty, I've not heard of this situation before. Usually, if the suspension is going to come, it comes at the start of the season. And that's already happened with a couple of players this year. Kid from the Vikings is out, Addison. He's out for 3 games, something like that. But they are all considered to be slaps on the wrist. This is going to be more than a slap on the wrist because it involves other human beings and a traffic accident and so forth and so on. So we'll have to wait and see. But bottom line is this: Rice will play the first 4 games for the Chiefs.
How many do you think he's going to get suspended? What's your call?
6 to 8.
You saying 6? 6?
6 to 8.
6 to 8. I'm hoping and praying for 4 to 6. I mean, if you look at the beginning of the schedule, we got Eagles and Ravens in the first 4 weeks, but we got Buffalo in week 9, and it's not like it's going to get any easier any way you look at that schedule. So,
Mike, it's the NFL. Yeah, there's nothing easy in that at all.
We lose a guy like Rashee Rice, and we suffer.
And it is not a one-man team.
1,000%. It's all the contributions to the team. Baseball is back on the diamond tonight in addition to preseason football. What's the schedule?
Well, the Cardinals will be home taking on the New York Yankees, and this is really a fascinating series, especially for the Yankees. They have to win, folks. They are on the verge not just of not winning their division, they're on the verge and right on the cusp of not making the playoffs. The Yankees not in the playoffs? Absolute heresy. It could happen. They're teetering on the edge right now. They have to start winning. And Luis Gil, who has been out much of the year with injuries, will get the start tonight for the New York Yankees. Andre Palante is going to throw for the Cardinals. Cardinals haven't played well, and we don't need to go into all of that. But it's an interesting series coming up, and I think for a change, the Cardinals will have some pretty good crowds on hand. Royals and the Chicago White Sox play up in Kansas City tonight. Royals need some wins, and they did not get one in their last game. Chicago White Sox have been owned by Kansas City in recent years, so perhaps that will occur this weekend. And the Springfield Cardinals, they're owning the Texas League, folks. They're just running away with it. Cardinals win last night over the Wichita Wind Surge by a score of 8-1. Big win. Springfield's a pretty fine team. And
you better not go anywhere too soon because your butt's back in that seat here at 7 o'clock for Ned Talk tonight.
We do have, it's an odd time for Ned Talk, the Chiefs Ozarks pregame show, which we call Ned Talk. It will be on at 7 tonight, and this may be the only time during the year that we get that late a start. And the reason is because the Chiefs are playing out on the West Coast on West Coast time. Now, when they played in Arizona, they were on Central Time. Of course, Arizona doesn't have daylight saving. But out in Seattle, Washington, they do. And it will be 9 o'clock our time here that the Chiefs and the Seahawks kick it off. It'll be 7 o'clock out at Lumen Stadium in Seattle. This is going to be a pretty good little test. Seattle's not a bad ball club, folks, and I'll be interested to see how many of the Chiefs regulars do play and for how long in this game.
Probably going to see at least 1 or 2, and then that's that, Ned. See you back here at 7 o'clock right here on your home for the Kansas City Chiefs, 104.7 The Cave.